Hey guys, Big Fish here. I'm coming at you with a definitive warrior leveling guide. I want to keep this short and to the point, so let's get started. Now, some general information before we get started here. What you'll need to level efficiently as a warrior is a good slow two-hand weapon with high weapon damage. This is by far the most important piece of gear, and having an updated weapon at all times will make your leveling far more efficient. Now, I know this method is not hidden or anything, and a lot of people use this, but I decided to cover it anyways. This method trivializes warrior leveling, and I call it the Hamstring Method. Leveling a warrior using this method will still be a lot slower than leveling any other class, but you will not be struggling and you probably should not die while using this method. A swing timer add-on will make this method very easy to do, and I don't personally use one because I'm too lazy to download it, but feel free to use one yourself. For this example, I'm going to pretend we're using a 3.5 speed weapon. Basically, memorize the swing speed of your weapon. Engage the mob with charge to generate rage. Hit the mob with a hamstring and an auto attack. Then, run through and kite it out for 3.5 seconds, or whatever your weapon speed is. Turn around, run in, hit the mob with a melee and another hamstring. If you still have any rage, you can do a jump turn and hit the mob with a rend. Continue this until the mob is dead. As a warrior, you can kill pretty much any mob doing it this way. I'll bring up a few very good examples from my past streams when I was leveling a warrior. I apologize for the poor quality of these stream clips, but you can be angry at Canadian upload speeds and not me. Now, as you saw in those clips, the method is very effective, and let me explain why the method is so effective. Consider the attack speed of the NPCs / mobs in the world. It is a lot faster than you. So, for example, if we're fighting a cougar NPC with 1.3 attack speed, if you are just to stand there and auto attack him, he will hit you nearly 3 times for every 1 auto attack you get off on him. But using this hamstring method, you exchange 1 auto attack every 3.5 seconds. Now, you have a slow ass weapon with high base damage, so clearly you'll be hitting much harder, not to mention the little bonus damage from hamstring and rends. Now, if you have extra rage, make sure to keep your battle shouts up, and you can even toss in a couple sunder armors. And if you have a lot of extra rage, you can throw in a heroic strike now and then. But personally, I do not like heroic strike. The reason for not liking this ability is because think of it this way. Every 3.5 seconds you melee attack and you will generate, let's say, 15 rage. But if you use heroic strike, it costs you 15 rage and you're not generating 15 rage on your next melee. So in reality, heroic strike is costing you 30 rage, which could be used on far more useful abilities. I personally do not bother using it unless I'm at least above 45 rage while in the lower levels. To trivialize this even further, you can go with a specific enchant if available on your server. I very highly recommend for anyone leveling, but especially warriors. This enchant is the minor movement speed enchant to boots. That 8% movement speed ensures you're not getting autoed twice before you get out of the melee range of the mob. Level up a warlock or a hunter on the side, or any other easy class to level that doesn't need that much gear. Then funnel all the gold and gear into your warrior, making sure his armor and most importantly weapon are up to date. I never do this, but it's a good idea if you're new to the warrior class. Personally, I enjoy the playstyle of arms warrior while leveling, and I believe using the hamstring method that it's actually better than fury, but a lot of people think otherwise. Considering the majority of people recommend fury while leveling, I'm going to be doing arms with this video. The main reason is I just find the playstyle of arms a lot more enjoyable, and with the hamstring method I enjoy getting those huge overpower crits. So here's the spec I use while leveling. Starting out, I take 3 points into improved rend, mainly because I use rend while kiting, and it leads down to the better warrior talents like deep wounds and impale. Considering I am not fond of heroic strike while leveling due to the fact that it takes up your entire next auto and you lose rage from it, I actually prefer to take the parry talent, because for every attack you parry that's less time you spend recovering, and it's also a very nice talent to have if you want to tank 5 mans as arms. Moving down the tree, I pick up 2 points into improved charge, considering every engage should start out with charge. Then, following that up with 3 points into tactical mastery, because it's nice being able to swap to defensive stance and maintaining some rage while tanking 5 mans. Now at this point in the talent tree, 100% take improved overpower first, no questions asked. Then after you've gotten this talent, take all 3 points into deep wounds. This is so good because overpower gives you plus 50% chance to crit, and deep wounds puts a bleed on your target if you land a critical blow. This is why you take the percentage chance to crit first, before the thing that benefits from critting. Then pick up the 2 points in impale for even more synergy with deep wounds, followed by 3 points into two-handed weapon specialization. Now, you can unlock sweeping strikes, my favorite ability in the game. Let me explain why this ability is so powerful for leveling. You can now easily solo 2 mobs as a warrior. If your gear and weapon are up to date, start out by charging into combat, getting the melee off. Pop sweeping strikes. Now, focus your rage on cleave. You can even forego the hamstring method for this. Cleave and whirlwind have insane synergy with sweeping strikes. For example, there are 2 mobs in front of you. You use cleave or whirlwind. How many times does each mob hit? The answer is 2 times each for a total of 4 attacks with 1 ability. Factor in your crit chance and you can chunk 50% of 2 mobs HP with 1 blow. This is a very powerful tool to have, and it's why I like arms leveling better. Now, you have some options here before Mortal Strike. You can take 2 points into improved hamstring to have the chance to immobilize mobs as well as players. On a PvP realm, I highly recommend that you take this talent. However, if you plan on doing a lot of 5 mans with arms, I suggest not taking this talent and instead putting 2 more points into parry chance for some extra survivability in 5 mans. Now, Mortal Strike, the big dick button. While leveling with the hamstring method, just pull your rage and blast the enemy with an auto attack Mortal Strike combo and keep the kiting going. Now here's where the paths diverge. Do you want to tank a ton of 5 mans or do you want faster leveling? For faster leveling, take 5 points into cruelty. Now all 3 of these next talents are good, but I'd suggest either booming voice or improved demo shout. Take 3 points of blood craze for PvP and leveling sustain, and then 2 points into improved battle shout. Finally, pick up 2 points into improved execute since you'll be using a lot while killing mobs, and then 3 points into enrage for the added damage. Now for the 5-man tank build. If you want to tank 5 mans as arms while leveling up, I'd recommend not doing it past 52, 53, maybe 54. You could potentially get away with it at 55, but after that the dungeons start getting a lot more difficult. Since you're not using a shield while leveling, I'll ignore this talent. You get 5 points into anticipation, 5 points into toughness, 2 points into improved blood rage unlocking last stand. Around this point you'll be level 53 and will most likely have to respec to protection to tank the harder 5 mans, such as the higher level parts of Blackrock Depths. This is why I did not really take the shield block route. If you want to hold off on the respec until 60, finish the spec off with cruelty and a
booming voice.
You should be level 60 after this point, and there are already plenty of good level 60 guides you can view. I won't be covering any of these. And anyways, thanks for watching, my friends, and see you next time.